Hey everybody, it's TorontoUnicorn. So I have a very big story to tell that is kind of embarrassing, but also I think very relatable to a lot of people. I went for 10 years without having sex. And technically, because I'm a very honest person, there was one single encounter in the first 3 years where I did have sex with a guy. I only had sex with him to try and break the cycle, and it made me feel so gross that I stopped even caring about having sex anymore for the rest of the 7 years. So technically, I had one encounter in 10 years, and you might not believe that because I'm a fucking swinger now on YouTube, right? So I wanted to tell the story because I think it makes me human. I think it makes me relatable. So I found my journals when I was cleaning up my desk from 2019. And I actually know the day. It was February 3rd, 2019 is the first time I had sex after a 10-year hiatus. His name was Drew. I don't know Drew anymore, so we're never gonna worry about offending Drew. Basically, I was online dating, had started to put more effort into my appearance since I had been trying to have sex again for a few years, right? I had hair extensions and they were very expensive, but they did a lot for me. I had better fitting clothing, things like that. And so I basically went on a date with this guy, and he turned out to be charming and confident and all these things that I found really attractive. And so I remember when he walked me home, and it was a good date. And he walked me home the first time, and I knew I couldn't have sex with him, especially after 10 years. I can't have sex with somebody on the first date. And he tried. He was kissing me at my door, and he asked if we could go upstairs. And I was like, no, sorry. And it's funny because at the time I said something I felt a little embarrassed about, but I think it actually made him like me more. I said, I want it to be special. And he was like, oh, okay. So then we go out a second time. And then we come back to my apartment, and oh my God, it's the first time I've been with a man in 10 years, okay? So literally we're kissing, and I haven't touched a dick in such a long time, and I just forgot what am I into? Am I good at this? Am I gonna be good at this? I remember just taking it slow and just seeing what happened. And then he started fingering me and things like that. And I remember it feeling really good, but almost as if he was talented, not that it was just a good pleasure. And I remember thinking, it's been 10 years. Have men literally gotten better at sex? I don't know. But it turns out the answer was yes. Apparently men, when they're older, are better at sex, in my opinion. So anyways, and then this is the funniest part. When he puts a condom on, it's my first time. My legs, I'm in the air. I'm vulnerable. I haven't told this man I haven't had sex in 10 years, and it won't fit. It doesn't fit in my vagina. So he was trying, and I was because it's not I wasn't letting it. It was just not open enough. And so he was a bit confused, and I said, oh, it's been a while. I think maybe fingers will help. And so he fingered me with one finger, then two fingers, and eventually got his dick in, but it did not fit. It was virginity again. And it was really fascinating because it only ever happened that one time that it wouldn't fit. But anyways, so we have sex doggy style. I'm having all sorts of experiences. It's my first time having this pleasure in a long time. It's my first time realizing that I finally cracked out of a 10-year, sexual, absence. And it was really, really great. And it was really fulfilling. And I can't go into the details on YouTube. Obviously, I get in trouble if I do that here. So that kind of stuff was always just for my fan page. But basically, we had the kind of sex that I would have hoped for. And I felt sexy, and I felt good with him. And when he left, I smiled, but you always want to, your partner to smile when you leave and not regret it, or think, why didn't they leave faster, It was truly wonderful. The second time we had sex was not great, and I never saw him again, especially because I think he pulled some shit that I don't like with a condom. Anyways, so that's that. That's the story. I think if there is a moral to this story, it is anybody can lock themselves out of a fucking long break of something that they want to go back to. You're not done if you're not done, And with sex, I knew I was hopefully never done with sex forever. After you go 6, 7, 8, 9 years, the years tack on, not the days, It's you just stop trying to have sex. I've been there. I know what that's like. I can empathize with that. And I just want to let you know that you really can. You can get it back. You can get your mojo back. It's out there. You just got to learn how to heal yourself and get it back. And hopefully this story resonates with some of you. I have lots more stories to tell, and it's pulled from emotional backpack, whatever you want to hear, but I have lots to tell, and so this was the one that came across with my journals are rising. So stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe to my vlog channel. That's where I do all my crazy life stuff, real life stuff, bowling, drinking, going to clubs, things like that. So come with me on there as well. I'll put a link in the description of this video. Bye. Stay tuned for a preview of part 2 of this video, which goes into detail in my journal of what my thoughts and feelings were at the time when I was going through this 10-year sexual hiatus and what it was like to return. People can unlock their own minds and heal themselves. That's what I wrote the day after I had sex after a 10-year hiatus. People can unlock their own minds and heal themselves. I'm proof of it, frankly. And then I wrote the following, and this is when I decided to grab the camera. LOL, it's almost like a vampire getting its first taste of blood, an exaggeration. And then I put in brackets, I hope.